throat. It was written on September 11th, like in between 8:30 and noon. It was, yeah, all of that. So that's like, yeah, that's like manifestation of something that was beyond even my working consciousness at that time. It was like deeper of like what I was already aware of, but like didn't realize I was able to tap into through writing until, you know, seeing it in that form so quickly. But usually when I write, it does just happen like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then later you can see that it's actually tapped into something a bit deeper, so it's nice. Okay, alright, so here we go. I won't get sick, and I won't cry, because every single day someone dies. Or like 8,000 with their eyes open, seeing how it is, and maybe it's time it wasn't all about business. Maybe it's time that the buildings fell down, someone screamed, someone breathed, someone ran around the town, because for one tiny day, 2.5 hours at most, the fear was shoved our way. For now, what do we boast? Yo, I'd like to remind you or inform you that I rhyme merely to keep my mind in line with the beat of time. My stomach is so queasy, filled with cherry cola pop, and the people on the elevator never seem to stop quizzing up and brimming down, this way there and that way now. A threat to security never seemed quite real to me, or maybe so real that my heart just stopped, because I'm not going to sit here and wait for the world to pop. America's like a balloon filled to the gills, and now that the world has pierced us with the needle point of frills, we're deflating, so slowly, but fast enough to see that the world is moving in tune with the way it's supposed to be. Am I too much of a realist, or just seeing too much to cry every time I walk by? Something jumps into my eye and whispers, no, not this. It's not your time to die. America is falling on the TV in our minds, and we're watching it incessantly, forgetting we were blind. Can we please have some more casualties of war? Take a trip to Sarajevo or the Middle fucking East and see that what is happening here is not new in the least. In fact, we're doing fine. The world is still aligned with the sun, or so I thought. Are we done? What has this brought to the surface of our consciousnesses? To the screen of our TVs, the skin of our real macho-lessness? The president, where can he be in his tiny ranch in Texas, hiding from the world he sees, or from his surround sound, or his big screen television? He was waiting for this moment. Maybe he planned it himself, to give our nation a reason to have missiles on this shelf, springing at the chance to bomb Iraq, China, or Sudan, Cuba, Madagascar, Somalia, or Japan. The world declares war on the rest of the world, and the tiny little people can't see the lips that curl towards the other lips that curl, that hurl a huge swirl of shit at our heads from our canopy beds. The world is getting redder and redder with new blood. That's ours. We take claim for the drugs and bars, but not for the tears and scars, stretching this way and that, double fold, if you will, bringing lightness to the insanity, or marching up until the world has seen us from behind a huge billowing tower of smoke, upon which innocent people choke. The ladder must have broken, now about to crumble to our knees. Can't you see that the world we were waiting for is knocking and saying, please, please take this reality. Please take this pain. For now you will see what we have seen with 1,000 times more slain. Bodies lying here and enemies over there. Does anyone even care? I can't see through this glare bouncing off the sidewalks, so shiny and so new, until a plane crashes into them, and then they're seen as few, moving slowly towards the core of this effervescent beast, getting its silverware and napkin ready for the upcoming feast on our savage congregation. People running up the stairs, people running everywhere except for me, because I don't care, or I care, but what do I care for? Who starts to take score? If the world were a playing field, being bombed meant -1, the United States would still be at 8,051, because every bomb we drop, we move higher up the board until there's no board at all and the president declares himself Lord. If the world were a playing field, I'd have to say we're doing fine. In fact, I'd get in line to celebrate the luck that I find to be mine as an American, breathing, living free through a portable computer screen, breathing through the ink that's plastered for you and all to see, written on September 11th before noon. People pulling sheets over the heads of the dead, friends trying to contact their families through computers by their beds, His dad works in the city, her mother hasn't called, sirens screaming isn't pretty, I need to grow some balls or something to immunize, decriminalize what's happened and what will happen if we don't give the prez a smacking. I'm not sure I want to hear the news through the walls. As blood spews through phone calls, my mother called me this morning to tell me the world was falling down, that the people just getting their feet wet were now starting to drown, and all I can hear is that goddamn sound. It mosquitoes in and out of my eardrum like a CD with only one track, playing the same thing over and over, you know, like back to back to back. I try to find a reason to believe it isn't real, or that the emotions we feel are just the slapping of the real. The president has declared that he wants a war somewhere, so by gum, let's get prepared, but I'm scared. Still no aftermath after 4 hours of crashing towers, the clashing of powers. Can't we all just take a shower and come out clean, please?
Yeah.